Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have the NA House Divided campaign for you. It should be a good one. And for your information, the CSA campaign is playing USA first round, the USA campaign is playing the CSA second round, but then it flips back to normal during the second round. You're getting an overview of both maps that we're seeing tonight. The first map was Reno's Fall, and now you're seeing Garland Stand. Should be a good one. With that being said, our teams tonight on the Union, we have the 2nd United States Rifles, the 1st US Sharpshooters, 42nd PA, the 20th Maine, the Irish Volunteer Brigade, and the 20th New York. Whereas on the Confederacy, we have the 24th Georgia, the 13th Georgia, and the Sussy Brigade, which consists of the 1st Maryland, 5th North Carolina, and the 5th Florida. With that being said, I hope you enjoy the video. Hello everybody, here we are with our first round of Reno's Fall. It should be a good one. Now for those of you, again, that the teams are switched from their normal campaign. So as you can see, the Sussy Brigade, who is normally on CSA, is on USA, and 42nd PA, who is on USA, is on CSA. So the sides are flipped for this round. Next round, they'll go back to normal. So you'll see Sussy on CSA, and you'll see 42nd on USA. Same with the rest of the groups here. So this is a very interesting map. Last times we've seen these maps been played, that was good English there. But last couple times we've seen this map played, the CSA have won regardless of what the Union try to do. We've seen Union go up there, pull back right away, lose. We've seen Union hold in the corn here and lose. So I will be intrigued to see what both sides do tonight. Maybe USA will try something different to try to win. I don't know. Maybe the CSA will be dumb. But however, it looks like USA is taking a normal approach with a little twist to it. So as you can see in the woods here, we have 5th Florida holding on the far left with 13th Georgia in the back to assist. Holding on this fence line here, we have 1st Maryland and the 5th North Carolina, which leaves the 24th Georgia to be holding far right here. That's a lot of 24 Georgians. But this group here is probably trying to prevent, if the CSA try to come up through here, that's probably what they're trying to prevent. Usually we see the USA hold here to prevent a CSA push, but Union hasn't won. Try something new. What's the worst that can happen, right? And with that being said, let's check out the CSA approach here. It looks like we have 2 prongs so far, with the 20th Maine and the 2nd USR leading the more center charge. I guess if you want to consider the 2 prongs, they're on the left side. Looks like we have the 20th New York pulling up behind them as well. 2nd USR is there as well. Actually, 20th Maine is going really far left. 2nd USR and 20th seem to be going down the middle. And everyone else, so the 42nd PA, the IVB, the 1st US Sharpshooters, will be going up on the right here. First shots engaged. 5th Florida taking a volley here at the Union. They appear to be shooting and running, taking only 1 casualty there. Maybe 2. Maybe probably took a second one there. See, it looks like the 20th Maine is going to be pushing on the Union right. However, they don't suspect a 24th Georgia standing there. A mighty 24th Georgia holding there. CSA continuing their push through the woods. By the way, Union outnumbers the Confederates by 10. However, USA has a lot of troops over there. The CSA campaign has a lot of troops on the right. We'll see. So 5th Florida and 13th Georgia have fallen back. Probably trying to draw the CSA in to probably pinch them, possibly. 5th NC, actually just 1st Maryland. We have a couple 5th NC guys who are now falling back, taking shots. So, the CSA seems to have pushed the Union out. However, they don't seem to want to push anymore. 24th Georgia and the 20th Maine taking shots. 20th Maine probably just trying to distract the 24th while most of the CSA forces move in here. CSA pushing farther forward here, up to the logs here. Let's see what they're trying to do. It's like now they're just going to be taking independent shots at the 1st Maryland, the 5th Florida, and the 13th Georgia. This is the defenders' game plan right now, is to have just a shootout from a decent distance away. Who do we have going up on the point here? A brave man. Hood on the point, single-handedly. I don't know. You can't cap from there. Single-handedly capping the point right now. He is not being shot at because there's a lot of CSA shooting there, and USA is probably like not even focusing on Hood. Hood pushing up to the logs and gets killed. F in the chat for our boy Hood. Let's see here. Has 24 Georgia done anything? Not really. Actually, 5th NC moving out to the right here. And probably just some skirmishers. Or are they any more 5th NC here? Yeah, it just looks like some 5th NC skirmishers are holding on the rocks there. 20th Maine shifting farther right, more towards the middle of this map. CSA pushing forward. They're beginning to cap the point now. 20th New York holding up on the logs here. Confederates are trying to pre-cap right now. Huzzah to that. That's all I can really say. Early capping is good. It forces the defenders out. And it looks like we're going to be having an early cap here in a moment, which will be exciting to see. They're very close. They're about 7/8 of the way capped. USA still sitting back, not wanting to do anything. 20th Maine reinforcing the Confederate position. And the counterattack has begun. Let's just change the timers here. There we go. It's about right. That's close enough. CSA pushing forward actually up here. Getting some shots and then instantly pulling back to the logs there. Numbers are still the same on this server. About 5 minutes into it. Let's see. 20th Maine fully reinforcing the 20th. I'm guessing the second, actually. Second US. Where's second US? Are they with the 20th? I don't know where they went. They're somewhere over here. They're probably in that group. But regardless, looks like the AP 20th Maine with the 20th is holding this road position. For those of you who don't know, you can cap the point there, and you can cap the point on this road. Even though it's kind of far away, you can cap it on the road. It's a beautiful position. USA has to be aggressive very, very fast. As we have 20th New York charging into the Union here. Interesting decision by the 20th. It looks like they just ran up to take pop shots. Not really taking too many I mean, they took maybe about 1/4 of their line out. There's second USR. The second USR beginning to push out. It looks like they're keeping their flag back, so they just want to run up, take their shots. Are they fully charging in? Or are they just taking the shot? No, second USR is now charging in here. A lot of smoke. Very beautiful here. Looks like 20th New York. Actually, IVB has pushed forward to help the second USR's push. They're not charging in, but they are securing a farther forward position. It's the 24th Georgia beginning to move back to help their friendlies. They need to do this. They will outnumber the Confederacy by men. Look how many 24th Georgias there are. That's crazy. The Union really clumped up in this corner here. More Confederate respawns. Looks like 5th Florida and the 13th Georgia are converging. The whole Confederate Union team, Confederate campaign is merging in onto this position. They must be charging soon. That's what I would think would be happening. Because the longer they take here, both sides will lose tickets. And the longer that goes, it's worse for the defenders. Because for those of you who don't know, if the defenders recap the point and their proportion of tickets is lower than the proportion of the attackers' tickets, then they will go up to that same level. So if the Confederates have more proportion of tickets than the defenders and they recap, defenders will go up. However, if this is a bloody, drawn-out battle, if Union goes down to taking losses or whatever, then Confederates can only go up to probably taking losses. And it looks like we have a charge here. They're probably organizing for a moment, and then they're pushing. Look at this mess, though. USA getting completely surrounded, though, by all fronts, and they're going to lose this charge here, even though they outnumber the Confederates by now 12 people. How many Union respawns? They got about 6 or 7. That could favor the USA had respawns coming in. However, USA still outnumbered from what I saw, and now the Union is going down to engage. Doesn't mean much at this point. Union needs to be aggressive. Their tickets don't matter. However, it needs to be coordinated. So, like, if 5th NC charged in here, that'd be what I think would be a bad idea. So, I think this is what we're going to see for a lot of this battle. Maybe USA could try to send some guys on that middle point. However, they could still cap from that stone wall that they're on right now. So, I don't know how effective those guys would be there. And if you sent your whole team there to possibly start capping, CSA could get a beautiful position on that wall. I don't think they can get in that corner and get behind you. But if they could, that would be even more deadly. USA appear to be reforming here on this corner. Is this the 24th? 24th seems to not be going to the corner. It appears that they might be going for the center point here. That would make sense. Another approach the Union could try to do is try to go through the forest, because they would be concealed in at least more cover than what they are here. I mean, they still have decent cover, but I mean, they have rocks, they have trees, they can spread out a little more, do a little more guerrilla warfare tactic than just lining up on these fences, where the CSA should be able to get easy shots. However, not a lot of USA guys actually dying, despite what I'm saying. 24th here seems to be holding up on this position. They're falling back a little farther to the right. I'm intrigued to what they'll do. I'm wondering if they're trying to like take the long way around to make sure that the CSA doesn't see them. However, the rest of the CSA team, Sussex Brigade and 13th Georgia, have reformed on this wall. I wonder if they will charge, and if so, when. I think they should. However, if they're going to charge, they should do it with the 24th. I don't know what the 24th is doing right now. I'd be intrigued to see what they do. However, everyone really just holding down, bunkering down this corner here. Look at me. There's a lot of blood. Not a decent amount of blood there. And looks like the charging has begun. 24th now moving in to reinforce. However, it looks like 5th Florida here, led by Zoo, will be charging into the woods, trying to get to these logs to get cover. Looks like rest of Sussex Brigade's doing the same. Slamming straight into the Confederate line here. Where's the 24th? 24th now getting onto that corner. They're up and overing. It looks Confederates going down to engaged here. I think the USA is going to be able to win on this flank. They should. Let's check back on this flank here. 24th and Georgia. I think 24th Georgia overwhelmingly destroyed this flank. USA, I think, will be able to win this flank in the wrong one with the 24th coming over. And I think with that being said, the USA is going to be able to recap the point. Come on, CJ. There you go. Anyways, point is being lost. 24th Georgia securing that position. Both sides will be at engage at the end of this little transition here. And yeah, very. Oh, I accidentally hit stop on the counterattack timer. 13 minutes left on that bad boy. However, it is slowly. It's about a fourth capped right now. It's going in the favor of the Union right now. We'll start that back up. There we go. And yeah, CSA falling back to reform with their friendlies at the spawn position. USA is about 1/8 of the way capped, and the USA respawns. They're chugging it to point, making sure they can try to recap this as quickly as possible to not give the Confederates an opportunity to push through here, or at least have a chance to recap point here. And I don't think they will. The point is about halfway favored in the Union. You could see that right now. Actually, we still have some Confederates here. Is this CJ? It is CJ. CJ and Cheesy. Probably just scouting out the Union position here. USA actually charging these guys out. Well, they... Cheesy goes down. Flag bearer! What are you doing? The point is recapped here. Union will be able to hold the point to live a little longer here. And Union instantly falling back, because here's the thing, or at least moving away from that corner, because now Confederates can start forcing the defenders to lose tickets. So yeah, let's see. It looks like we have a majority English 5th NC, 5th Florida seem to be holding back at the corner here. I'm guessing this is 13th Georgia holding up on the logs there. 5th NC skirmishers holding here in the middle. And who do we got up here? 1st Maryland holding here, probably trying to get some shots at the CSA. And 24th falling back to their original positions. Interesting choice to fall back to the 24th, though. 1st Maryland's about to be destroyed here, assuming CSA can hit their shots. That's not a line there. Or skirmishing, possibly. Half of them will get away. However, that's a lot of skirmishing and not a line. that would affect the Confederates on the line. Union CSA already capping the point right now. They're on the road. They are capping point from right there, which is crazy to think about. Union has 3/4 of the point cap. 24th Georgia again returning to these positions. Maybe they're just like, oh, maybe they're going to try to hit us on our right. However, they aren't. Confederates being aggressive, pushing through. 13th Georgia is falling back. 5th Florida's charging in. 42nd PA is going to overwhelm them. 13th Georgia turning around to now engage the Confederates that are charging here, but it's just too much. Confederates wiping the 13th and 5th on the flank there. Union still having more men. 24th Georgia realizing what's happening is now pushing back to the center position to help their friendlies, because we're falling back into the same incident that we just saw a moment ago. Union now have, or sorry, the Confederates have the stone wall and they have the woods. Union going into this corner, hunkering down. They'll probably wait for the point to get capped and then move in, because if they charge in and lose a lot of tickets now, that won't be good. They also need to wait for their respawns to make sure they win, because I mean they outnumber the CSA by 10 right now, which is a huge number. 24th Georgia holding on less here. 1st Maryland, 5th NC holding there, exchanging shots with the people in the woods, which is the 42nd PA, IVB, and 2nd USR holding in the back here. 20th New York and pushing forward. 20th Maine holding back here. Yeah. Looks like we have Union holding up on this corner, a couple holding in the woods. I wonder if they're going to try to do a two-pronged charge, if you even want to call it that. And with that being said, the counterattack begins again, the second time we have seen that on this map for this round. However, the CSA is losing the cap almost instantly. 24th Georgia repositioning themselves onto that stonewall capping point. 20th Maine. Actually, there's a Rambo over here. Hit your shot. Nice shot. Jerry sees him take a shots, miss. North and Duke destroy him. However, that one man distracted the 20th Maine from dealing with the 24th, who is now on the stone wall. The point is about to be uncapped here. Not uncapped. Yeah, it's going to be uncapped. It's the recapping portion has now begun. Due to the 24th position. Let's see, is the 20th Maine. 20th Maine not doing much over there. You have Union holding in the woods there. Not much. Now let's just change. Union, though, being very smart here, recapping the point as quickly as they can, trying to knock down that timer, knock down the black timer, keep it going down so that the timer hits 0 before they hit breaking or last stand. However, even if Union recap, this still favors the CSA. 36.5 minutes with engaged is crazy to think about here. With that being said, the point is about to be recapped by the Union forces. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. And as we can see, Union have uncapped. Let's see if the Confederates charge here. That'd be my guess. And they're pushing forward 20th New York. Because here's the thing. Now that the points are capped, Union can be aggressive. They have more tickets than the Confederates do. So Confederates can be aggressive. And they just need to force the same amount of ticket loss on the USA as themselves. However, USA has a nice position on this wall. More USA flooding into this position, however. More CSA flooding in. The CSA is going to win this first part. However, 5th NC is now charging in with their men to try to finish off these remaining rebels. I don't know. It's going to be close. A very trickled-in charge. Confederates actually going down to taking losses. That is huge. Yeah. Looks like 5th Florida, 13th Georgia, and 1st Maryland charged them out in the woods here, while 24th got wiped there, but it was a strategic wipe there. Union doing a heck of a job here. Now it's more of a 6 to 8 man imbalance. However, Union going down to taking losses here. So CSA is not that far behind in terms of tickets. They still have more tickets overall. CSA's got to play it a little smart here, but CSA still has a great chance of winning this. That was a experience. Oh, we still got more. And now it looks like we have some Confederates holding up here. Who is it? Just remnants of the Union 2nd Corps, which is IVB 20th Maine. And it looks like we have the 42nd with some of 20th holding out against the woods against 1st Maryland and Scots, the Major General of the Sussy Brigade. What will he do with his men? Scots pulling out here. You decide if that was a Major General thing to do. Love you, Scots. So yeah, it looks like everyone's just respawning, trying to get back in here. All the skirmishers have pulled off of the fighting. So yeah, CSA is probably... I don't think CSA is going to cap. The CSA should sit back and just try to shoot the Union down the breaking. And then maybe get aggressive. And depending on when the USA hits breaking, maybe try to shoot them down the last hand. There's 34 minutes left in this game. 33 and a half. That is a long time to shoot your enemy down. Which you will go down the breaking eventually. After 30-some minutes of shooting. I guarantee it. However, it'd be a long, vigorous process. But I guess the CSA is going to at least shoot the Union down the breaking. Maybe try to push up into that woods because the USA's always fell back. Which I would push up into those woods. Get close encounter shots with the Union and just try to win that way. Because, I mean, they're still kind of even on tickets. 24th Georgia, like I said, repositioning themselves so that they're with their corner friendlies instead of all the way over there. So now they can react as a group way quicker than before. This is probably 13th. 13th Georgia doing the pacer test, going back and forth. I love doing that in the gym back in the day in middle school. 1st Maryland instead of 5th Florida is holding these frontal positions, taking their shots and falling back right away. USA, that's the 24th, I think. 24th and the 5th NC pushing up to the stone wall. They have beautiful positions against the Confederates that are coming through the woods. And they will hold point as well. USA could fall off point and possibly let the CSA cap and then be aggressive to knock them down to last stand, because the point does flip when this happens, by the way, for those of you who don't know. A lot of gunfire happening here. A lot of USA. Look how beautiful this line is. Like, just look how long it is too. Like this is cool. Like, this is cinematic as cinematic can get. Like, holy cow. Fantastic. I love to see it. All of the CSA is in that woods. Again, the balance has gone back to the original 10, 11. Not saying this isn't unmanageable for the CSA. A 10-man indifference does make things significantly harder. However, it's not impossible, especially when you're attacking. You have no tickets. See, both sides have been falling down equally throughout this game. CSA holding behind some rocks. However, they're very, very clumped up here. Not everyone would necessarily be in cover, which would allow the Union to get nicer shots. I mean, to hit the Union, you gotta, like... So your bullet rises at this distance, so you gotta shoot a little at the top of the wall. Your bullet rise hit him at the head. However, it's a very, very hard shot. CSA reforming their lines, pulling back a little, possibly trying to get up here to push this way to flank them. However, Union can just react by falling back to the snake fence here. I think CSA might recap in this instance. As you can see, 24th Georgia beginning to fall back here. It looks like, I'm guessing, the 1st Maryland or the 5th Florida. 1st Maryland pushing forward, probably get some shots go back. 24th falling back here. CSA being smart and not bringing all of their forces over here, because if they brought all their forces, USA could just react. But now it's kind of hard because USA needs to keep forces on the point and also make sure they don't get flanked by these guys. Good positioning by the CSA. Maybe those guys could go a little farther forward, but I still can't complain because it's the USA is holding on the stone wall to make sure they don't lose, but they're getting flanked by that force here. Let's suck out the Union line here. 5th NC, independent fire across the field here. Looks like we have the, oh my goodness, that's a lot of names. The 5th Florida and the 24th Georgia. Looks like they're stuck there. 1st Maryland holding up in the woods here. It almost looked like they were shooting at friendlies for a moment. Based on where their guns were. 5th NC pulling back. Actually, 5th Florida pulling back. The Georgia's 13th and 24th holding here. Let's check out the CSA line here before that charge happens up on top. Looks like 2nd USR, the 20th New York, and 20th Maine, and part of IVB. That's probably not supposed to be there. IVB not pulling in, my bad. Let's see. We have the 42nd PA and the 1st U.S. sharpshooters instigating this fight here with 1st Maryland. Not really instigating because 1st Maryland came through and shot first. But 1st Maryland taking their shots, running back, trying to avoid casualties. Because the moment USA can go breaking, CSA can just get up on the stone wall and just cap and win. However, like I said, there's a 12-man difference. So that favors the Union when it comes to capping point. The whole USA team is holding this corner position. I said that for a reason. And it looks like 20th Maine charging out the 5th North Carolina sharpshooters. Klink gets absolutely just... Never mind, that wasn't Klink. That was someone else. Klink, I apologize. '20th Maine wiping out the skirmishers on point. And now they are on point, so they are currently pre-capping. CSA should probably start pre-capping right now, I would think. And because of that pre-cap there, we can see, I'm guessing, the 24th pushing forward to make sure they don't lose their point. CSA doing a beautiful job forcing the Union to come out and hold point because now they can be shot a lot easier. Like these shots, let's see how well these shots are. I mean, it's a little uphill. However, let me get positioned here. Like, look at that. That's actually not. Those are kind of hard, at least far away. However, as you can see right in the line. Like, you can see corpses here because of the easy shots those Confederates have on their flank, because Confederates have to worry about that force, and they have to worry about that force, and they have to worry about capping the point. Very, very difficult here. Union fully recapped the point, so they're pulling off of it right now. 24th doing that, making sure, because it's kind of hard to see from above, but it's a crest of a hill here. The hill is crusting there, meaning these guys over here, while they can get nicer shots, they aren't going to be able to hit the people that are right there. So, 5th Florida, holding that position. 5th Florida beginning to push forward here. 5th North Carolina pushing in with them. I don't know why they're doing this. Looks like 1st Maryland, so all of Sussy is pushing in here. I'm intrigued to this action. They could easily go down to breaking here. Confederates more organized, more together here, and I think they're going to win this charge here. USA a little spread out. First, 13th Georgia now coming in, but a little too late. Actually, that might be perfect time. CSA pushing forward here on the rocks. 24th will be engaging with them in a moment. Let's check that out here. Confederates going down to breaking, which means the Union's going to go down to breaking here any minute. Point blank shots. I think Confederates are going to be able to hold this because USA is going to hold because Confederates are so spread out. This charge, USA, I think, is going to... If those... Actually, that's the flag bearer. Never mind. It looks like Confederates won on this flank. Barely able to hold. 24th Georgia is able to force the Confederates to pull back after they push forward. Union should hit breaking at any moment. I would be a little aggressive of our Confederates. I would start pre-capping right now. They have to be close. Start pushing up. Start killing some 24th Georgians. Get on point. They probably go to breaking here. Let's see. First, looks like Sussy Brigade is just trying to gun it. 13th Georgia as well. They're actually getting their bayonets and reloads at Maine. They probably think they got a little space here. Point is being capped by the Confederates. It is halfway uncapped in terms of Union possession, so half the point is gone.
and then the rocks are the rocks southeast.
Okay, thank you.
Fire the stone wall! Fire the stone wall!
And it looks like we have a Confederate group charging here. The 20th Maine and the 50 West coming in, taking shots as my mouse dies. Now it's back in. However, it looks like they were just trying to take some pop shots to knock the Union down to breaking. Union's got to go to breaking down within the next minute or two. That actually, I mean, there it is. Both sides ended up breaking. 24 minutes. Union could very easily, Confederates could be very easy. Just sit back and shoot the Union down and win this game. They spent 11 minutes so far knocking the Union from taking losses to breaking. And there's 24 minutes left. Plenty of time to do that. Let's see here. Confederates pushing up in the woods here. However, 20th Maine beginning to push over to these center rocks to knock out the 5th NC sharpshooter. Actually, 20th New York is pushing in there as well. These sharpshooters should not be deployed anymore because as you... There's going to be skirmishing and out-of-line deaths. That'll cause the Union to go to breaking or last stand quicker, actually. Only one of them died. That's kind of sad. Union actually being charged here by the Confederates on point. 42nd PA and the 2nd USR. I'm guessing 1st US sharpshooters are probably somewhere in here. Charging. They're going to lose this charge. A lot of 24 Georgia there and a lot of Sussy in the corn there. Actually, 42nd PA is going to be able to wipe the 24th. They may have wiped the 24th. However, Sussy Brigade and 13th Georgia came in and they saved the point for now. Looks like the 20th here and both 20ths, I think, are here. So Union 2nd Corps and 20th New York holding at that rock position, capping the point. Union needs to reform. They need to hop up and over this stone wall. Come on this side of the road because Doug doing what he needs to do, telling his men to hop up and over. Because, I mean, look at that. If you're on this position here, like, again, look how easy. Oh, my goodness. USA's charging. USA's charging, probably trying to wipe these guys to make sure they don't get flanked from both sides. CSA should just hold this because they knock them down the last stand. I don't know why some of them are falling back here. They should all just hold. I can get maybe why the flags are, but now the USA is going to be able to win this position. It's not a good idea to fall back there. However, that being said, it's not like that charge is going to cause the CSA to lose. CSA should... Actually, I should take that back. We have seen the CSA go down each ticket stage first. So very easily the Confederates could go down to final push here. And now it looks like the AP, 20th Maine and 50 West is pushing in. I don't know why they were so... They fell back first and now they're charging in against a more superior force. Confederates now charging into point here. A little spread out here. Like, if this group charges in, that's terrible. 42nd PA is going to get wiped here by the Union. Confederates probably just hoping that the Union... Okay, this charge is so delayed. Probably a little miscommunication there. 2nd USR charging in here. They're going to take skirmishing out of line. This is going to knock them down the final push for it. However, looks like the Rebel Union 2nd Corps, some of 2nd USR, is pushing up on these rocks. They're actually capping the point. And with that being said, 3 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock. That's huge. Final push has begun. CSA probably won't hit last stand for at least another minute and a half. They've been increasingly getting further ahead, and with those CSA charges coming in here, that's just out of line of skirmishing. I don't know why they're charging out here. I guess they are losing the point. However, they have a lot of men still coming in. They could just hold that stone wall and shoot them. CSA should not be falling back right now. You guys have unlimited tickets. Hold the line. Cause the Union to go in the last stand. Union could go in the last stand right now. However, CSA is falling back here. and I think they're falling back. Confederates not hitting last stand. Union hitting last stand. It still worked out, I guess. However, they could have killed more, because as you can see, there's still like probably 10 Union out here that they probably could have wiped, or at least knocked down a little more. This is a close match. Confederates will have beautiful positions. They just need to get up. Actually, they should probably just charge in and be aggressive. They should charge. Charge, guys. Do what you did earlier. Looks like the charge has begun here. I'm guessing the AP is moving in through this position. 42nd PA, not charging at the guys at the stone wall, charging at the guys at the rocks. Only like 5 USA players here, though. Hopefully they all charge in at the Confederate position here. About 2 minutes left here. I don't know why the Confederates charge them. Every Union dies now doesn't respawn. And if they sit, I mean, I guess they could shoot the Union down. However, Union has adjusted and gone up and over on the other side. So it's going to be very hard shots for the Confederates. With that being said, still, Union is still losing the point right now. I'm critiquing USA almost on them, the Confederates by 15 now. I'm critiquing the Confederates a lot here. But they could still very well win this game. Union actually now recapping the point. Confederates need to charge. They should have charged in right away. Because even if they all died, they have plenty of time right now to respawn and go to point. But instead, they're doing a shootout now, which is causing the USA to stay alive here and hold point. CSA needs to charge. And it looks like the Confederates are beginning their move. They're taking a very extended route. I don't blame them here. Who is it going? 42nd PA. They're trying to go around here, get a flank on them. They have the time to do so. More guys holding it. I don't know why they aren't charging in together. That doesn't make sense to me. However, we'll see if we get an overtime here. This charge is very critical, the 42nd PA is doing here. USA has more bodies on point right now. And now it looks like the Union 2nd Corps is charging up the middle. They will have time to get on the point here. This charge is huge. This will decide the game. Point still, more bodies in the favor of the Union. We'll see if we get an overtime here. A lot of Confederates coming in from Maine. Wow. That's all I can say. CSA outnumbered by 10 to 15 for most of that round. Granted, it is a big disadvantage. That does hurt you. However, some of the tactic choices I would question. Maybe they still would have lost. However, I don't know why sitting back during final push was the way to go. They could have had another full charge in with their team, possibly, even if it wiped out like 15 to 20 of them. That's still a huge amount to where they could come in with that second charge, even if they didn't maybe win, possibly cause an overtime to happen, which would be huge. But yeah, CSA did fine, except for that the last couple minutes there, maybe just some miscommunication. I don't know. We'll see if we do a post-game interview. Union just doing what they need to do there. I'm surprised they won. Wow, USA actually taking one more casualty than the Confederates, which is very, very interesting. Maybe, because this is a campaign, right, and people go for numbers. Maybe this was more of trying to get more kills and not capping and winning early. For all I know, that's what it could be. Maybe we'll see in the post-game interview. With that being said, we'll see you guys in the second round. Hello, everybody. Here we are with our second round. I just F9'd, and that guy's like, what did you do? It was great. I love that, man. I think it was complex. I don't know. I'd have to look in the footage. But yeah, here we are, second round Garland stand. So now the teams have gone to their original side. So the CSA campaign is playing CSA, and the USA campaign is playing USA. Maybe this will bode well for the USA campaign this second round. Let's see what the Confederate defense is before the Union begin their assault. It looks like we have the 24th Georgia going off by themselves. Again, a huge force. It looks like they're going to try to hold this left turn flank. Make sure Union doesn't do anything fishy here. 13th Georgia looks like they're still getting ready. 5th Florida holding in the center. And I'm guessing the 1st Maryland and 5th NC are holding on the far right. I'm guessing 13th Georgia also holding in the middle. This is the advantage the Union has on this map. So there is now a 10-man indifference. This is the advantage that the Union has. Is the Confederates have to defend a long position with only 80-some men. If the Union charge and hit one spot, they will overwhelm that position. Not always guaranteed, though, because, again, if they charged up there and they won, which they easily could, 24th Georgia could roll in and finish them off. But it makes it hard for the defense. So it looks like 13th Georgia holding in the center here. 5th LA pushing farther right here with 5th NC holding there. Actually, sorry, 5th NC holding kind of back here. And 1st Maryland is holding the extreme right of the Confederate line. Let's see what the Union sticking together here. In the lead position is Hood with the 20th New York. A beautiful moment. Sweet Caroline. So good, so good, so good. I'm paralyzed. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, shots have begun. So it looks like 20th New York and 42nd PA beginning that with the 20th Maid holding up to their left. 2nd USR pushing behind them. And we have more Union. IVB coming in kind of light here, maybe just taking a longer time to get ready. However, shots have engaged around the Confederate artillery. Looks like we have Buckets and his men getting the artillery done. Beautiful man there. Union needs to be aggressive before the 24th Georgia moves over. Little late now. So 42nd PA holding on the right side of this charge. 20th New York and 20th Maine holding on the right there. However, the 2nd USR holding right here. The Confederate right is open right now. I don't know who has a flag. 2nd USR should flank right, or the IVB should flank far right. They could easily hold that right, get a group down there, hold them. They might not be able to win a charge up here by doing that, because again, they are outnumbered by almost 15 people now. But yeah, Union slowly creeping forward here through the woods, getting ever so closer to the Confederate line. Wow. 2nd USR running, look, they're doing rising volleys. They're great because you don't take too many casualties. However, it is very hard shots. You run up, you lose your stamina, you start to sway a little bit. You got to aim quickly, take your shot, and run back. A little difficult to do. But hey, it is possible. 42nd PA getting, well, looks like they got wiped. Almost wiped. On that position, they're falling back. Looks like 20th New York and IVB is holding here. No Union is pushing right, which is very intriguing. See, Buckets getting his men. If they load canister, it'll be a thing of beauty.
There's a shell locked into the sniper with the wrong fucking ammunition.
Ah, that's a shame. That's a shame. We put down the ammunition. It's kind of new, though. Let's see here. IVB beginning to push forward here. 20th New York and 2nd USR following behind. Here they go. The lovely music shaking always plays. You'll love to hear it, folks. This charge, 5th NC, 1st Maryland getting ready to brace. USA charge kind of fragmented here. The stupid out of bounds thing. USA still having a lot of people. They're going to win this charge. I think they have more men coming in here to assist. 5th Florida now assisting, coming in a little late. However, they still have plenty of time. Looks like, I think that's probably 13th and 24th pushing up there to get the rest of the Union from the behind. And I think the Confederates are going to wipe. Yep, there's 13th Georgia. 24th was the behind the guard there, whatever you want to call it. And they successfully wiped the Union. Except for Shepherd. What the Shepherd doing? So yeah, Union getting wiped there. They're going to have to reform, rethink their plan. I don't know. Because again, it's going to be hard to break a line that has 10, 12 more men than you. I missed something funny. No. Yeah. Looks like, I'm guessing they're all going to go to their original positions. 24 Georgia pulling back. I would do the same thing if I were the Union, except send the 2nd USR and IVB over this way. Like, have them go deep through the woods and come out that side. Because these two groups are not that big, but they have flags. And so they can keep respawning men in there, which I think would be huge, especially if the 24th Georgia puts its men back over on that position. Let's see, is Shepard still alive here? Shepard is still vibing, doing his thing. Probably scouting out the Confederate position here. Look at him go. Is that a Confederate officer? Oh no. Shepard. 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 It's Doug. Shepard. 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 Shepard goes down. That's a sad story. However, we do have another U.S. Rex from the same regiment holding out strong. Rex is pushing forward. This man cannot be stopped. He's going to go kill Doug. Right, Rex? Union reforming here. That front. Who's this front group here? 42nd PA. The remnants of them probably holding back wind. That just looks cool from above. Like the just the lines going through. The prongs, if you want to call it. That looks cool. We'll see as USA does. Let's go. Looks like we have USA Rambos. Probably Rex and who else? Oh, CJ.
Back. My rock. Fucking back. These are my rocks. Alright? It's not your rock. It's my rock. Fuck back.
CJ. Oh, he's battling Doug.
Killed him. Oh, shit. I've been shot! Damn it,
That was interesting. Scott's the Major General of Sussy Brigade going against CJ, losing, but then his comrades avenge their Major General. So it looks like 20th New York holding back here, taking some shots. It looks like these CSA forces. It looks like 5th NC. 5th NC holding there. And let's see what the USA is doing here. USA is committing all their forces again to the left side. They should go now before the 24th Georgia reacts. Let's see who's on the right here. Is this 2nd US? No, it's the 20th Maine. 20th Maine holding on the right here. They need to go in before the 24th moves in. I know they don't know that the 24th is there. They might, though, because that flag is very, very visible. Hopefully that's canister. I don't think that was. Yeah, it looks like a lot of shooting happening. Who would have thought on the Civil War battlefield there'd be a lot of shooting? I didn't. Is that all the Union? Except for some respawns, it's all the Union forces. So. 24 Georgia probably taking some shots up the hill just to keep their men busy, keep their men doing something. Jeff Knight getting the flag, however, struggling to get over those rock walls, don't we all? However, he gets over it and gets the flag back to his men. Good play on their part. Looks like we have IVB and the 20th holding up there. They're holding their fire. We might be seeing a charge here very, very soon. 42nd holding in the middle here. 2nd USR repositioning themselves. Hood running over to the 20th Maine here. What's he got to say? He's just surveying the field. Never mind. They have to be charging soon. 24th still holding at these far positions. These guys got to be charging soon. Never mind. They're shooting again.
Other folks, regiments to our right, get their shit together and get what they're doing, what they're gonna do, because they're gonna be the powerhouse.
You heard him. So it looks like they're trying to get ready. They're gonna get together. These guys are going to be the guys to charge and die, and their friendlies will be the powerhouse that will come in and wipe the Confederacy clean. That's probably the plan here. 13th Georgia, 5th Florida, enjoying their time here on the wall. What are they talking about here? They're just waiting. 24th. It's funny how the 24th is taking volleys at something, and the 5th Florida and 13th Georgia, who are way close to the action, aren't. I'm surprised Union hasn't charged yet.
On here, check. Check. All right, same position, ready.
Looks like IVB is doing volleys here. It's going to be kind of hard to hit these shots. Confederates have a nice entrenched position. So does the Union. Union has a nice rock. Confederates have a nice rock. Both rocks are very nice. I like rocks. Second USR reinforcing this position. Who's holding out over here? This got to be 20th Maine, right? 20th Maine, 1/5 US, dude. Holding out here. 24th actually repositioned themselves over to this position, probably to deal with these guys a little more effectively. However, I don't think either volley got a kill, just because they're hard shots from a distance. So it looks like bulk of the Union. This is how Union loses matches. But before I go into that, it looks like the 5th Florida has pushed forward here. 13th Georgia pushing a little farther forward to get shots. I mean, Union's outnumbered by almost like 12 or 13 right now, which, again, is a huge detriment, especially when attacking. However, this is how you lose, is you sit back and have a shootout. Defenders, it'll always favor the defenders, because not a lot of kills are happening when shooting, and if they are, they're most of the time going to be in formation, unless these guys are crouching on the rocks, which are they? Some of them are, some of them are not. USA, a couple options. They could charge the artillery here, possibly get some skirmishing out of lines. I don't know if they're doing, was it canister or not? I think they are. I hope they are. Buckets is a smart man. Or send a flag or two over here to at least pull some Confederates off here, or at least start to hold that position. Union can't keep doing the same game plan. Of course, it's only 15 minutes in the round. Actually, that's a third of the round. Maybe they should start doing something else. I don't know. Confederate artillery needs to be shooting canister, in my opinion. It's so close. They're behind in trench positions. It's gonna be hard to hit them with case and shell in the first place, unless that was canister, and I just can't tell. Canister, even if you want to get a lot of kills with canister, it would suppress the heck out of these guys, which would make their shots worse and make your friendlies. Well, it wouldn't really help your friendlies, but it would definitely hurt these guys. Shake and make playing some bops, and it looks like some of the Union is pulling off here. 42nd PA reforming. We'll see what they do in a minute. Actually, a CSA charge happened over here. 5th Florida, 13th Georgia getting a little aggressive here. Probably just trying to get some flanking shots. 13th Georgia falling back here. However, 5th Florida holding this position. They're trying to get shots on the Union from all different directions here. It's almost as if Union is playing the defenders here. Shake and make, still playing the bop. 42nd PA holding back a little bit. Who's holding up front here? Probably 20th. Looks like 20th and 42nd PA talking. And crazy to watch.
Hey, we're gonna. Hey, Alan. We're gonna link up with the 13th Georgia and Alba. We're gonna do
Yes, sir.
I wish I heard what he said. So, I didn't hear that because it's gunfire, but I think the plan is 5th Florida is going to run up behind the Union here and take some shots. Let's follow the 5th Florida here. Look at that. Look at these shots. Look at the, yeah, beautiful. Union seeing them now, turning around, not reacting though. And with that volley, the Union goes down. 2 engaged. Union should try to charge out the 5th Florida. They should get some good kills, I would think. As you can see, a man goes down there. Confederates taking on shots. And now they're going to fall back before the Union could take advantage of the Confederates moving out there. 42nd and the 20th reacting with the 2nd USR. 2nd USR in the lead here. However, 5th Florida's gone. Unless Union is going to try to charge up this middle here and get beside them and just charge on their side. Because the whole Confederate team is just bunched up on those rocks now, with 13th and 5th holding here at the artillery, which I think that's a prime Union spot to charge. My opinion. How well would it go? I don't know. Union's outnumbered by 14 right now. I have been checking that scoreboard a little more for numbers, because I know last time I think I covered NAHCC, I was a little, I didn't know if one team outnumbered the other on one match, and I think that was kind of huge. I think it was even numbers, but made the commentary a little better. Looks like IVB in the 20th are holding up on these positions, taking shots at the Confederates, trying to probably keep them still, while the rest of the team maybe does something. We'll see. 2nd USR, the first to enter this corn wheat field. Looks like they're taking aim at the Confederates down this snake fence. They got a couple. They got, looks like a couple men there. Taking some shots. Looks like they lost 1-1, so they won the trade. Looks like they scared the crap out of each other. Maybe they thought they were enemies. I don't know. 42nd PA running in the 2nd USR and then immediately running the other way. Union's got to change up the game plan here. It looks like the 5th Florida holding out here. 24th, sorry. 24th holding out here in the middle. Trying to make sure that the Union doesn't take their flank here. This is going to be a big bloodbath. A shoot fest. Confederates Union charging out. I can't tell here. Confederates charging out. Getting a little bored here. Confederates wiping the first group, and they continue their push. 42nd PA. 2nd USR holding out in the back. I get why they're doing this. The USA is going to be able to come through and wipe them all. The USA's got to charge now. Confederates going down to engage. I get why they did it. However, in the grand scheme of battle, it doesn't work. Makes sense. Union, opportune time to take the rocks in the distance. They need to go. They need to go. They can't sit back. They still got...
Good shit.
They get them. USA missing an opportunity to push up into the woods. They outnumber, or at least have an even match on the Confederates. And could wipe them down more. 24th Georgia. 24th taking shots and falling back. I don't know why the Union isn't pushing forward here. Hood letting Youngling know what's up. Oh, that's funny. So, I think Union missed a huge out. Confederates, they probably did that because they were a little bored sitting back. However, it doesn't make sense because now they're at engaged. That right flank is still open. Union needs to take that opportunity. I wonder if the Confederates were just kind of like, screw it. I think the second round is for supplies. If I remember correctly, I might be wrong. I'll try to take a peek. Buckets. Looking at the Union. Look at that. What shot is this? I can't tell. Look at that. Can we look inside an artillery when it shoots? Like, oh, we can. Should probably looked when they rammed the shot in though. Oh, they're emoting anyways. Let's see. Confederate Ramble's moving in. Scots thought he would get away. A major general goes down. Zapstar holding his men.
Come on, Marlon.
So Confederates are able to secure that position there. However, that's a huge opportunity missed by the Union. Confederates shouldn't have charged in the first place. However, Confederates are doing a heck of a job. They're still outnumbering the Union by 12, though, so I don't know how much this is contributing. However, Confederates are still holding the line. I mean, it is what it is. It's a 12-man imbalance. You got to try to find a way to win. It is possible. Let's see here. Potato is trying to get dog here. I don't think he is. Misses a dodge. Gets killed. There we go. So it looks like we have returned to our original positions. Nothing has changed here. Let's look at that. The weather outside is frightful. And I wish it was winter already. As a side note, I enjoy Christmas music. I enjoy the winter. Winter update in this game was fun. Just for snow. 24 Georgia taking a volley here, and I guess is the second USR.
I don't know where they're at.
Yep, they should know where they're at. So it looks like this is just going to be a shoot fest for a little while or longer. Both sides just digging into their trenches. CSA at their original positions, except 24 Georgia has shifted over a little more. The Union holding back where they are. They did not take that opportunity to... they didn't take that opportunity to take that flank, which... Again, there's still 22 minutes. I guess anything can happen. But for half the game, the Union has sat back here. A bold man dog here. What the dog doing? Buckets misses his first shot. Dog could get a couple kills here. He's got a... Dog goes down. Rip the dog. What the dog doing, though? So... Confederates, looks like 24th is just doing some rising volleys here on the snake fence. Yeah, really, this is just, I'm guessing this is 5th Florida. Yep, 5th Florida pushing forward here. Trying to probably do what they did earlier in the game to deal some damage here to the 2nd USR. They're going to get some beautiful flank shots here. 2nd USR pulling back, seeing 5th Florida taking their time here to shoot. Now time is meant to fire well. However, Union is essentially gone from that position. So, yeah. 24 Georgia pushing up with the 5th. They're probably going to, again, do a rising volley. They're waiting to see if the coast is clear. And then they are going to be moving up here. Yeah, so both times really just dug in here. 5th Florida on the left. 24th doing rising volleys in the middle. Buckets with the 5th NC artillery. 1st Maryland has some men forward here doing some shots. And then the rest of the boys, 13th Georgia and the 5th NC, holding at these rocks. Let's check the Union line here. I'm guessing 42nd holding on the far left here. 20th holding directly to the right of them with the 2nd USR here. 20th here. Who's that spawn here? CSA is actually kind of getting a little far over. What do we have over here? Clink! All alone. I think he'll get there, though, in time. It's a 60-second on a line. Let's see who's pushing out. 5th NC skirmishers. Very aggressive here. Aggressive in the sense that they're very far out. I've only seen the CSA come up here once, and that was a EU battle, a line battle, which is interesting to watch because in line battles, different strategies can happen and work. So let's see here. Union kind of getting pushed back though on the overall extent of the line. That's because look at this overview. It went from the Union just holding that position where their men are there the whole game to now they're like forming this almost candy cane position because the Confederates have gotten completely around them. Union not doing anything to adapt that I could see. Unless maybe there's something going on that I don't know in Steam chat, of course. We only have one perspective here for this video. And I could just be wrong. That's always the case. We're human, we make mistakes. So let's see. Number and balance is still at 12 here. 11, I can math. And English, too. This is just a slugfest. I wonder, Union is probably... This should be obvious. but they're probably just trying to shoot the Confederates down right now. However, Confederates have got to be close to taking losses. You would think. However, we've played 27 minutes of this game so far, and the Confederates are still out engaged. Of course, that might have to do with the imbalance. However, yeah, it's hard to break through lines. However, again, 10-man to 15-man, while it is hard, it's still possible. It's very, very, very hard, though. So, Union could have won the first round, though. The second round, a little more difficult for the Union. Just look at that. Going up the artillery. Buckets there. How's the Union feeling? Actually, no, we saw the Union go down first. I forgot about that already. We have a Rambo here, but CJ and Buford taking him out. Well done there. Yeah, there's not too much like overall going on. Just everyone's sitting around taking their shots, having a lovely day. USA needs to charge somewhere at some point because this isn't working. Even if another strategy would cause you to lose, sitting around and shooting all game is not changing your strategy, unless again I'm missing something, which is possible. Because as we've seen, if the attackers sit back and shoot, it favors the defenders, especially at not so much this distance. I mean, even this distance, it still favors the defenders because look at that. Look at here. So that's a glitch. So basically, actually, USA is kind of getting some shots off here, but those are in formation deaths. If Average Joe dies here, that's probably a skirmishing. But those are information deaths. Not too many of them anymore. It's going to be a slow trickle down for the CSA tickets. Georgia, 24th Georgia doing rising volleys here. And I guess 13th, 5th, and 1st Maryland holding back here. Just having a good old time. Who's playing some music here? Redneck playing some music there. 40-second holding for this. That has to be, the Union plan is probably just to shoot down the Confederates. That's my guess. Union charged. I am intrigued to why Union CSA charged. That's when they went down to engaged. So look at that. Union's literally a candy cane. If Gettysburg wasn't War of Rights, so we shall break them in the center. Imagine if War of Rights. I was gonna be like, what happens if there was no tickets? But that's Picket Patrol. That'd be interesting to see though. Picket Patrol on the normal maps. Be very interesting. Is that Union shifting forward? Second USR repositioning to probably get some better volley shots. He took a casualty there. Taking volley shots here. Everyone's kind of repeating the process here. Let's see. Union shifting over here. 20th Maine in the 5th U.S. So most of Union's 2nd Corps repositioning. They're probably going to trying to take these skirmishers out and then maybe push towards the 5th Florida. A good idea in my mind. 20th Maine pushing in there. They should be able to wipe these guys out. There's going to be skirmishing and unaligned deaths here. Maybe one in formation. Good idea, though. Oh. Union are going to lose this. Actually, never mind. CJ, behind you. Get him, Complex. There you go. There we go. CJ pushing even further forward. Probably seeing... Oh, easy shots. Unfortunately. CJ goes down. I don't know if he got anybody, though. 5th Florida now pushing into the woods, probably trying to reposition in case the Union come forward, which they now are.
Right of the rock. Right of the rock. Ready?
A little hesitant there, probably trying to do a volley. However, they waited. Looks like we have a Union Rambo going forward. The Confederates don't care about him, though. They're just trying to get out of there, except that one man. Good job. Sir Nicholas, well done. Union going down to taking loss for 13 minutes left. Union officer Ramboing there. Union repositioning here. Not really taking an they got a couple kills, actually. I'll change my mind there. Never mind. Most of the 5th Florida got back. Wow. That's really all I could say. We're going to be sitting here in the next 13 minutes. We're going to be seeing essentially a shootout probably for at least the next 5 to 6 minutes before the Union does anything aggressive, except for this man here, Dog. The Dog is being aggressive. I don't know what regiment he's in. He's a bot, though. Let's see if he hits the flag. Never mind. Dog needs to reload. Union, however, the Confederates falling back more to their original position. Union, instead of a candy cane, have made a line, a very linear. The math fans would be supportive of this. Got to get that high school or more upper middle school math in. Y equals mx plus b. So it looks like we have the AP 20th Maine holding on the right with IVB to their left. In the middle, we have the 20th New York. And to the left of that is the 2nd U.S. and 1st U.S. sharpshooters with the 42nd PA holding the far Union left. More of a conventional way to see this map. And it looks like we have our first Union group trying to push the far right. 24th Georgia is close enough to react, and they have more men. So unless these guys have a flag, which they don't, I don't know how effective this will be. So, look at this. This is such a beautiful game. I love war rights. Yep, AP 20th Maine. Actually, you do have a couple. Yeah, Union has taken the house, though. So we have Complex here. Coming up on Goose. He's got to defend his house here.
Bro.
What are you doing?
He's got a fucking ball, right? That man got yeeted out of existence. However, the Union still has the house here. Complex maybe no more. But here come the rest of the 20th New York. Let's check back over here quickly. See if there's a charge. Nope, just volleys going off. A lot of smoke, though. A lot of smoke. Yeah. So 20th Maine is going to be able to get this house. However, they don't have a flag. So although this is a great idea, they don't have a flag. They don't have a lot of men. If these guys die, they got to respawn Maine. Or spawn flag back over there, which would be a shame. Confederates do see them in the woods, though. Shots beginning to be exchanged here. Looks like the 5th North Carolina sharpshooters are now taking shots here at the 20th Maine. And here's the thing, right? If Complex is back, and I'm glad he gets his house. However, they got to run across an open field, which is not very, very good. The 24th Georgia shift. 24th Georgia shifting over to respond to the 20th Maine crisis at this house here. CJ taking the house. However, 24th Georgia getting behind the 20th Maine. They don't see them yet. They're still taking shots as if it's a beautiful day out. They see them now. 24th getting beautiful shots, not killing a lot. The 2 go down. That's still a huge part of the 20th Maine force. 20th Maine's going to get wiped here. Pierogi is still alive, though. He goes down. And, yeah, that charge fails over there. Not surprising they didn't have a flag. They have a lot of men. 24 Georgia just completely outnumbering the Union on that flank. While it was a good idea, unfortunately, it did not work. Let's see, we have another Union group over here. IVB is here. Way too late, though. They should hold fire, push the flag back into the woods. Because now look at 24th Georgia is running away. An opportunity for them to push forward and take that corner with the flag, which is an improvement. Actually, 42nd now beginning to push here into the woods onto the Confederate right here. Look at that. Confederates going down to taking losses here. Let's see how many men each side have. This charge does knock the Confederates down to taking losses. However, it does fail. However, that's the energy the Union needs at this point in the game. IVB beginning to cross through the corn. However, they have men exposed, which is not helping their cause whatsoever. The 20th Maine respawning on the flag, too. So we will have more forces. The IVB and the 20th Maine holding this position. Union does have hope. Union could try to cap the point right now if they wanted to, because the whole Confederate team is holding on the other side of the map. Because I don't know if the Union is going to be... I don't think the Union can knock the Confederates down in a little over 7 minutes. They can't knock down the Confederates to breaking. That I just feel like that's impossible. It could be possible. They just got to charge a lot. We have Pure Fist here. In north, they see each other. Beautiful shot by Pure Fist there. And he was able to... North dying, giving his alert to his friendlies like Complex here. He's got to see him, right? Of course, I know where he is, so I see him. Complex coming out here. Complex saving his friend. However, Goose, who we saw earlier, who killed Complex, has appeared and kills Complex again.
Fucking bitch, go home.
Where did IFB go? I should probably focus on them. They push forward up here onto the stone wall. They have a bugler man taunting the enemy and pulls back. 24th Georgia, though, approaching them. They're going to be charging here in a minuto. That would be my solid guess. They do a volley here. They get a decent amount of kills here. Actually, they kill a majority. At least half that line. However, we do have still Union holding back here. Union needs to be up here together if they want to even try to do something effective. This got to be 5th Florida, right? 5th Florida pushing really far behind whoever this is, the 20th New York. Union doing a right strategy. However, they're so spread apart. Because now that the 20th New York is moving into position, IVB and the 20th Maine are going to be wiped here. And the whole Confederate team is pouring up, including the 5th Florida coming behind the 20th New York. An old dragoon officer. That flag being a brave man, now running away. I don't know if he saw his friend. 20th New York is going... You can hear the 20th New York PSYOPs unit as the Union goes down to breaking here. 5th Florida getting on that stone wall, getting nice shots. I think 20th is just trying to hold inside the house now. Lippington's going to get killed, though, for reloading out in the open. 2 men left in this house. We have Jeff Knight and Jerry holding in the house. They got to go up. McPhail heading upstairs, seeing if there's any Union. There is. Jerry kills McPhail. They got to know someone else is up there. I wonder if they'll react. Oh, my goodness. You look very comfy, Mr. Officer. McPhail probably alerting his allies about Jerry up here. I don't think he's going to be able to get his reload off. Jerry hiding, though.
I surrender. I surrender. I surrender.
That is a war crime. 5th Florida committing war crimes on the Civil War battlefield.
It's Jerry that you killed.
Goose is an absolute savage. My man does not stop. He does not care who you are. He will kill you, destroy you, and roast the heck out of you after he kills you. What a man. So let's check out the Confederate line one last time here. 5th NC holding on the right here. 24th holding in the middle. 1st Maryland holding on the far Confederate left with 5th Florida moving on. I'm guessing this is 13th. Yep, 13th going to the house. They're probably going to reform in the center here. Who do we have here? 42nd PA taking their shots. Union's got to be aggressive here. They might as well. They're basically in final push at this point in the game. Because final push, you have unlimited tickets as the attackers. However, when you go from breaking to final push, you will lose time. Not always, though. It depends. So when you hit final push, you have enough time to get from your spawn to the main point twice. That's not getting full kits. So just 2 times from main to the point of contention. However, if the timer, the black timer that is currently on your screen, which I guess is white on your screen, it's black on mine. But if that timer is below the amount of time it would take to go from spawn to point twice, then the time won't change at all. So Union is essentially in final push right now. Union should act like it's in final push right now. Union doing what they did last round. They're sitting back. I wonder if they're trying to communicate a charge here or something. However, Union just needs to form up and charge. They're down by 16 men right now. Not much hope left for the Union. However, they could try to just get up together and charge. Who do we have on the right here? We have IVB pushing on the far right here. We have some 1st U.S. sharpshooter and a 20th Maine member holding in the center here. Rest of the team, 42nd PA, 20th Maine, 1st U.S. sharpshooters. I'm guessing 20th New York is somewhere. There they are. Holding at the position. They got to move in at some point. I wonder if IVB is sending in as a distraction force. They're beginning to move. I'm guessing the 13th Georgia is going to be holding the IVB off. I think they will. They have the stone wall. They have equal numbers. Actually, this is the 1st Maryland with some of 5th NC holding down the IVB here. IVB is getting demolished here. No chance. USA is still sitting back and shooting. We're almost at a minute and a quarter left. And Union is sitting back and shooting. They're probably waiting for the Confederates to go down to breaking, but that can't happen. It won't happen. You got to charge in. You'll probably knock them down to breaking if you do that. Every time the Confederates have been in a major melee, they have gone down a ticket stage. We have a minute left in the game. Union still not charging in. We have an officer moving forward. Is that Hood? Hood just pushing forward to take some shots here. Looks like we have still one IVB member over here. Who is this man? Actually, I don't know who that is. Leon T. Lion. Leon the Lion. I remember that from the Madagascar movie. Like the French woman. I think that was French. Went after them. But anyways, 30 seconds left. Union charging in. We'll see if the Confederates might go down to breaking here. But even if they did, I think Union's going to be able to hold this. Or not Union. Confederates. I'm flipping the teams up. And with that being said, it looks like the Confederate campaign will get 2 wins tonight. Here they come charging in. We'll see if they force an overtime. I doubt, though. Confederates need to get on point. Oh, no. Confederates could cause it. Union needs to get on point. They could cause an overtime right now. No, they don't. I'd offer a chance that there could be overtime. You can see all the smoke still in the background. That's kind of interesting. So, yeah. Confederates getting a win. They had 10 to 15 men more the whole round, which does make it very hard for the attackers. However, Union didn't seem to adapt too much. But they started to do it at the end, but I think too little, too late. Yeah, Confederates doing what they needed to do. And that being said, the Confederate campaign got 2 wins tonight. Well done by them. The ticket numbers and balance had to definitely do with this. However, Union didn't really change. The Union campaign, so Confederates the first round, Union the second round, they did not change their game plan a whole lot from what I saw, especially on this second map. So, again, late to charging there at the end, which I wonder if there's some miscommunication or whatever. But yeah, with that being said, we will see you guys in the post-game interview. Here we are with our post-game interview for the NA House Divided Campaign event tonight. Our 2 maps were Reno's Fall and then Garland Stand, right? So the CSA campaign was playing Union, and the USA campaign was playing CSA on Reno's Fall, which the CSA campaign won as Union. And then on the second round, they flipped back to their normal side. So the CSA campaign was playing CSA, USA campaign was playing USA, and the CSA won that map as well. So, with that being said, we're going to introduce everyone here tonight. We have myself as Guardian Eagle, running Battleline Network, and then our CSA players for tonight. We have from the 5th North Carolina, Doug. Doug, you want to tell us about yourself? A brief thing?
Oh.
Is Doug here?
Doug!
Doug!
Doug, come in. This is Marilyn.
He's busy fucking up the map changes.
You might be still getting a beer.
Oh, right. Okay, we'll move on then. So, from the 1st Maryland, Captain Zapstar, if you'd like to tell us a little about yourself.
Gentlemen, I am Captain Zapstar of the 1st Maryland. I love being here, and I look forward to tonight's interview. That's all I have.
Thank you. Continuing on from there, from the 24th Georgia, we have Lieutenant Colonel Pearl.
Howdy, I'm Pearl, and I'm with 24th, and Mega Giga Chad, all around great person.
Let's go. Going from there, from 5th Florida, we have Captain McPhail.
Let's go, Sussy.
And then, last but not least, from the CSA, the Major General of Sussy Brigade, we have Scotts.
You
Hello,
cannot
everybody.
give him that title.
Hello, everybody. I am the leader of the Sussy Brigade. I've been playing this game since 2018, I believe. So yeah, glad to be here. Love every minute of it.
10,000 hours, right?
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, for all those listening, Scotts is actually an adjutant as part of the 1st Maryland. He is not the Major General of Sussy Brigade.
Incorrect. He's wrong. He's just mad because I beat him out for the spot.
All right.
All right. Doug, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, guys, I'm Captain Doug of the 5th NC. Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you. And now we're moving on to our Union representatives of tonight. From the IVB, we have Captain Ribberts.
Hello, Captain Ribberts, K Company, 69th New York. Irish Volunteer Brigade, 2nd Cross.
Okay, go baby. And then from the 20th New York, we have Sergeant Major Shaken Mate.
Howdy. 20th New York. Not much to say, but let's go, baby!
There we go. And then last but not least, we have Buford here. Buford?
Buford T. Justice here. 2nd Corps, 69th New York K Company. Union.
All right. Thank you all for your introductions. And with that being said, let's move to the first round, Reno's Fall. So the CSA campaign was playing as Union. What was your strategy for defending that map, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Yeah, I could kind of take. So we basically had a plan to have a smaller group in the left. That plan kind of changed because I don't think that group, one of the groups didn't show up who we thought. And then, guys, who do we flex over there? Ended up being 5th Florida and who?
Maryland towards the end was on
13th was with
13th Georgia.
Yeah, so it was 13th and 5th Florida. We're over in the left. We kind of had the bulk of the fighting force, what's supposed to be kind of middle corn to start. 24th was on the far right. We basically got no action early on that far right. Everything kind of came around through the woods to the left, which was the kind of the adaptation we had to make there on the fly. We kind of ended up where a group would hold Stonewall while the other, basically everyone else, would kind of countercharge the left side. And it kind of worked. It kind of worked like 3 or 4 times to flip that whole map around and get that win. That's pretty much it for that, from my point of view, from that first map.
Any other points of view from the Confederates?
Maryland started as part of that corn force in the center. We kind of tried to play very flexible there. At one point, we did advance forward. in front of the corn position as an attempt to just dissuade the enemy while we were capping. And after that, we fell back, not retreated, but fell back further to friendly lines, and then we formed a position on the far left with our contingent there. Overall, I'd say that that first map, while being very close, incredibly close, and my compliments to the Union there, we proved our superiority in every melee. That's all I have.
Sussy Brigade never retreats.
5th Florida was in the woods on the left, but then we ended up switching out with 1st Maryland because they are pretty much experts in the woods over there, and then so we were in the corner. And then basically it was just we were almost, 1st MD was almost just luring them into the point where they were a little bit enveloped into a crossfire over there in the woods, and then we would just get on the stone wall and shoot into their side.
All right, sweet. We'll move on to the Union then. Union campaign that was playing CSA, so they were attacking. What was your strategy going into that round, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
So, from what I saw, the it focused very heavily on, like we said before, a large group went into the woods, and then I know the 20th New York and I think it was 42nd PA. We sat in the middle, shooting across at the skirmishers in the rock and the people on the corn at the other side. I don't think we were hitting very much, not gonna lie, but every melee we got into was always like really stressful because we were outnumbered by 13 the entire match. So we never had a numbers advantage. I will say, Zap, I don't know if you were there for it, but the that one melee where both our teams just met in the middle of the road was really sick.
Oh, that was intense.
Yeah,
I was there.
We charged out, and then we just see you guys jump the fence. It's like, oh, we didn't expect that.
Always aggressive. Always.
Yeah, I loved it. That was really fun. But yeah, so being outnumbered by 13 the whole time was not fun, but I think we fought very well for what we had.
And I, as, the CSA side, I would agree with that.
Any other thoughts from the IVB players here?
My understanding from our coordination call at the start was that from a metagame perspective for the campaign, our ultimate objective was to inflict as many casualties as possible, and we hit the threshold that we needed to. We were intentionally keeping off the point a lot so that we could try to draw out the Union, who is actually CSA, so we could inflict more casualties, and that strategy paid off. So we got the number that we needed.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but the goal wasn't to win? Is that what you're saying?
No.
The goal was obviously if we could win, we wanted to win, but we wanted to inflict enough casualties to wipe out that piece at, I think it was Vicksburg, and we did that. So that was the big goal. We were intentionally keeping off point for most of it, and at the end there, I think that was our game to lose, and we did lose it, but it was really close. I think 4 casualties separating both sides, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So I think both fought on both sides.
It was immensely close, yeah.
At the end when we were on the wall, you guys kind of like charged the rocks. Did you guys think the cap was on the rocks, or was that intentional? Or I thought you guys should have came up the right side of the road or whatever and flanked us on the wall and just rolled us up.
Our intention was to charge up the wall. We were kind of scattered, kind of confused. We sort of dropped the ball at the end there. The rest of it was really well coordinated, and then we just sort of fell apart or ate when it mattered. But it was close. I also got up to go to the bathroom at one point because I thought that we were in last stand, and then I got back to my computer and realized I could respawn.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that answered the only question. It was fought well by both sides the whole first round. It's just Union seemed a little disorganized there at the end, not charging for a couple of minutes, for 2 minutes, and then they did one final charge and lost.
And one thing I do want to add to that, Eagle, if I may, is
ahead.
that had the Union charged in that moment, it's very realistic. They could have seized victory right then and there. It allowed us time as well, the quote-unquote CSA on that map, to reform and to reinforce our already established position.
Yeah, we dropped the ball at the last minute. We had everything in hand. And it was extremely well coordinated. To be honest, I think we did a really good job with that. And then right at the end,
it was an
wheels came
honorable
off.
battle. Good set.
Absolutely.
All right. With that being said, let's move on to the second round. Oh, Buford, did you want to say something? I'm sorry, Buford. I'm sorry.
Whoa! His battle plan was dangle the carrot and keep the casualties to a minimum. Sirs, if I may pretend to be someone else that I'm not, but this is what it was. We're there to win the game. Not win it. No, we're there to get casualties. Therefore, we didn't care about we won or not. We could have beat you guys at the fucking rock. We didn't care. We sat back and waited for you to come across the valley so we could pwn you, and pwn you again. And we got, 568 casualties to 562 on my map. So that's what the job was done. The job was, we weren't there to win the game. We were there to inflict casualties. And that's what happened. So don't think you just won because you won. No, we sat back.
What I want to point out to that is that's an incredibly low margin of difference.
It's a
That's incredibly low margin.
To say your sole objective was to inflict casualties,
we had a number we had to reach.
You would think that your margin of difference would have been more.
No, we had a margin we had to meet between the two maps. We're like, that's a pretty big margin. Can we meet this? We almost accessed it on the first map, and so the second map. Well, we'll talk about that later. That's all we were there for. We were just there to inflict casualties. We're like, let's sit back and just start pwning them. We don't want to win this map. We don't care. We got to inflict casualties.
When it was that close is incredible.
No, it wasn't pwning. No, but we were trying to catch up.
So wait. So I think Zapstar was saying like the margin was only like 8 kills, right? Or
it was less than 10. It was crazy cool, man. This is the best game ever.
The margin that was reported was 563 to 561.
Yeah,
I don't think the margin's that important. I think
I had 568 to 562. It didn't matter, but
we had a threshold to hit, and we hit our threshold.
Yeah, that's all we were trying to do.
I was trying to clarify: there's a margin and there's a threshold.
Yeah, well, honestly, guys, we weren't trying to win the first map. We were trying to just create as many casualties as we could, and we said, okay, we'll work on the next map after that.
So on the tabletop simulator, does Union not lose pieces for losing that many men, or how does that all work?
Well, here's the deal. All right, both of the units were full size. They were full strength, 2,000 units. So really, this just makes it to where they're both even still. That's really all that happened here.
That's not my understanding.
That was literally because the unit that was engaged had 2,000 people. The unit that engaged them had 2,000 people.
Are you sure about that?
I was under the impression that we were fighting over 13 George's token.
Yes, which was 2 full strength units.
Is that the one that's in Vicksburg?
Yeah, no, that's the one that's in the north.
Yeah, that is far north.
I think
so
one of us is wrong.
Yeah.
So it was 2 full strength units fighting each other. That
one of us
really,
is wrong here.
Yeah, and I'll say this: we definitely were approaching as if we let 13 Georgia pick the strategy, pretty much, and it was their token, which we are under the impression that had 2,000 men. So I think I took a bad L.
The Union was I thought we were fighting for the peace in Vicksburg.
That's not correct, because the one that was fighting in Vicksburg was the 2nd MS, and the 2nd MS wasn't on our team.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive.
I don't know. That must be a miscommunication then. But that was
it had to have been because
that was our understanding of the.
That was our tactic, just to inflict casualties. We weren't trying to win the map. We were just trying to inflict the most casualties we could to you guys, and we didn't. Even though we could have won or tried to win, we just wanted you to just run out to those rocks one more time so we could shoot you some more.
Either way, it was a very good round. That's for damn sure.
Oh, that was awesome, man. There was only less than 10 deaths between us. I mean, that was was bloody as hell, but it was fun as hell.
Definitely a bloody match, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, and yeah. Towards the end, when the 20th ran up to, when we ran down the wall, we saw the pile. We saw the pile of blue bodies on the field side of the stone wall, and we were like, oh geez, we cut them to pieces. But then we also saw our pile of bodies in the woods. We're like, it was mutual.
Yeah, yes indeed.
Also, Sussy Brigade Commander, are you there?
Yes, I am.
He's not.
Can I roll with you sometimes as a sideline reporter for BLN? I would love to.
Yes.
Of course you can.
Oh, I would
Yeah.
love
Sure,
to,
do
man.
you want
I've been looking forward to that, man.
You
But I
mean
wanted to ask you,
Sussy Line Network?
whatever network it is, I don't care. I just want to roll with you guys as a silent reporter because you guys are funny as shit.
We got you, man.
We gotta do the all sussy line, like watch a pub match and just critique the heck out
Oh
of it.
yeah.
Just like all the leaders from Sussy Brigade.
All sussy. Just we get all sussy in one VC.
We gotta get Stubby like playing though. That way we can critique everything he does. Like, oh, I got the Lamat. What a fucking retard.
Where's your Lamat?
What are his like 15 dudes on RD? Like, what is he doing?
Oh yeah, I heard the Where's Your Left Match routine from the EU today.
Oh god.
Yeah, they're like, I was like, how come the Battleline Network doesn't do EU anymore? And then they said, well, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just a preference that they didn't like our way of commentary, and that's all. They.
One thing I do want to say is
believe it.
EU is full of salt, and they don't like being criticized.
I'll just leave it at that.
Guys, Battleline drama. Let's get it. So yeah, let's just move on to the second round. Second round was Garland Stand. USA campaign was on Union. CSA campaign was on CSA defending. That being said, let's start with the CSA again. What was your plan to defend the map, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Yeah, I can start that off too. 24th was going to be on the far left, close to the the White House. We were going to have, I believe, 5th and C was kind of closer to us. We basically had everyone in the corner, and then who was on the far right? We had
it was 5th and C on the far right,
and Maryland. Yeah.
And Maryland, yeah. So 5th and C in Maryland. 5th Florida was up in the corner with 13th, kind of, and we ended up 24th ended up kind of sprinting. All the action was over there on the right side, and I wish I had some moments to break down, but it was kind of the same thing over and over. We had a couple charges, but it was
very, very boring.
Mainly
overall.
just shooting. I think. Hopefully, you caught us doing fire by files and front rank kneeling, back rank.
Did you really do a fucking two rank
I saw you guys volleying from a distance, but I didn't go over there when you guys were doing that. And that kind of sucks now that I hear that.
Yeah, so we just ended up trying trick shots pretty much.
What I'll add to Pearl's statement there is that second map was the most boring round of War of Rights I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, I'll agree with that one.
It was legit. The enemy did not advance whatsoever.
Nope.
And when they did, like at the very end of the map, it was very half-hearted. And legitimately, it felt like I was playing against bots. I'm not going to lie. It felt like I was playing against an AI that its sole goal was just not take any casualties whatsoever. And it didn't even try and win. And that sort of map, that sort of play style is not fun for anyone involved. That's my opinion.
So, one, there was a guy in game with tags as bot, which is kind of funny. But also, I know Union was outnumbered 10-15 most of that round. And that charge at the end, Union was split into two groups at the end there. And that's probably why it felt half-hearted. One half was going on the far right and getting slaughtered by, I think, 5th Florida and the 13th Georgia. And then the other group finally moved into the point with 30 seconds left. And with that being said, was the Union just trying to minimize casualties the second round? Or you guys like, hey, we're outnumbered, let's just sit back and shoot and avoid casualties? Like, what was the thought process?
Yeah, so I was not in the Steam chat, so I cannot say for all the commanders, but I kept asking our commander. I kept asking him. It's like, hey, these, if we could go up to that fence up there, we'd take a few casualties, but we'd have excellent shots. Blah blah blah. We could charge in. I kept like asking all this stuff. He's like, no, the owner of the piece is telling us we got to sit back because he doesn't want to lose the piece. It's like
It legit and to jump on that, it legit felt like that the Union for the majority of that map decided to hide in their spawn with the majority of their forces and they sent out token forces to pretend they were fighting.
Yeah, no,
that is my impression.
That I will say we did not do because we were just repeated like our boys, not my group, but I was or I guess our group as well, but like when we were shooting, you guys are fantastic shots, by the way. We were getting slaughtered even just shooting. It was honestly very disappointing from like me. I'm in charge of training our guys like to take cover, like to assess the situation, and I'm seeing them standing out there in the open getting shot. I'm like, come on, guys. But yeah, no, we we definitely kept trying to go in, and from what I had heard, the initial plan was try the left side twice, and if it fails, go the right side to the White House. But from what happened, that second try, quote unquote, on the left lasted about 25 minutes.
Precisely. I don't know how long that second fucking round was. Pardon my language. But for the majority of it, there was no Union. No Union in front of us. At all. Like, anywhere. That's why I say it felt as if the Union had purely decided to operate under the stratagem that they were going to take minimal casualties and just, like, force the CSA to advance out of boredom. And, like, that's the most cowardly, bloody tactic on the face of the earth.
That wasn't the tactic. It sounds like you were probably at a part of the line that just didn't have us. We were playing really, really tight, but we were on the rocks the entire game. We were never hiding. We were
Which
never
rock?
trying to...
What side is it?
Left side.
You're on the left so you're left, my right. I was on that right side, mate. I didn't see you.
If you were on the right,
I
I don't know what to tell you. We were there
I mean, we saw you, but you never ever pushed to actually take the point.
We pushed at the start, but you have to remember that we were significantly outnumbered both games.
That is true.
Like there's only so much.
I'll give you that.
We did an initial charge on the left that we hoped was going to dislodge you guys, and we lost all of our flags.
So I have a follow-up question to that. So Confederates charged when they were at battle ready. They went down to engage. Union won that charge and had a sizable force still there. There were no Confederates on the rocks where the Confederates were holding basically the entire game. Union could have swept up there and flanked the Confederate artillery and the 24th Georgia that was there. Why didn't Union push forward there? They just sat back and continued shooting.
Saw the 24th there.
That's
good question.
That's probably just advantage of having spectator eye in the sky. I don't think we do that. There was very little in terms of strategy other than sit here and shoot them after that first charge failed.
Well, that's exactly what I said, but you contested that. I
contested it because you implied that we were hiding and trying to force you out.
Which is exactly what you did. You just admitted to that.
I didn't admit that in the slightest. All I said was that we didn't charge up the left because we didn't know that there was
you didn't advance at all. There was no advance whatsoever.
We were
apart from that initial one. There was
just off the field.
I think your guys
just.
They charged the road, I think, 2-3 times, and they did try to make some moves on the right.
I can't give you the aspect of a Union NCO during that whole map.
There we go. Get that aspect.
As an aspect of a Union NCO Sergeant Major, we kept pushing on the left, kept pushing on the left, kept pushing on the left, trying to push you on the left. You came around our right flank on the left one time and scared us a little bit, and then we formed another flank to our right to hold that position so you wouldn't do that again. By the time we wanted to go to the right into the corn, it was getting late. We were still intent on making sure we get casualties, not win the map. I think that's what it was at. I'm not sure. I'm not part of HQ. But then Captain Ribberts and I decided we're going to move over to the right and just try to do a charge. And so we went around the snake fence around the far right and went into the corn and pushed you on the right towards the cabin. But we got wiped
by a group that got your back.
Yeah,
that was funny to watch.
All I want to add to that is it felt like we were fighting against Union General McClellan the entire.
Yes, it was like yes, exactly.
McClellan.
Well, then after we got wiped, then all of a sudden I noticed all the Union wants to go to the right, and I'm like, well, finally, let's try to win this map since we've got enough casualties already on the game board. I'm not part of HQ, so I don't know that. So they started moving to the right. So then I'm on the left side now, and I'm trying to get another regiment to storm into your artillery at the same time, and then we're still back into hold back mode, and then that's what happened. So.
Yeah, we did get around the back of y'all. So we heard that there was a group at the White House, so we immediately went deep. We were far right at that moment. We heard you were there, so we just went deep. Yeah, probably about 100 yards near our spawn.
Yeah.
And then came around the back of that.
Yeah. I mean, if you go on the right, you got to make something happen quick and in a hurry, or else you're going to get pounded because your spawn's so close.
But that was about the most action we got was when we flanked around.
Oh, I'm sure the left side was just bored as hell.
I think
everyone involved was.
You're gonna take a nap, start drinking, whatever. What?
I do think the Union goofed on this though, because I really believe that we were fighting over the peace in Illinois, up there.
Yeah, I was just told this is a casualty map, and that was it. And then, so that's how I told my troops what to do under the elite leadership of Captain Ribberts.
I think the first one, and of course I mean I might be way off base here, but my understanding was that we were going for casualties at least the first map. We had plenty of casualties first maps. The second map I think was more about winning, and just nothing happened. Whatever the 20th guy there shaking is saying about the peace holder maybe not wanting us to move up. Not 100% sure. Not really much happened. But we were not trying to draw you out. That was not the strategy. And
no.
We were there.
I think we can all agree that fucking second map was boring as hell.
It was boring as hell.
It was boring.
Yeah, I think we can all agree.
Like, I was very much like trying to get us to be more aggressive, but the peace I wasn't in the officer chat, so I can't say anything. But apparently, the peace holder was very adamant about reserving.
You're right.
I didn't like that.
I don't think that there was any sort of. There wasn't a strategy. It was just sort of somebody. A lot of the time, CJ from 20th New York would just propose something, and somebody, I don't even know who it was, would just say no.
No. That was actually exactly what happened. Like I would hear our suggestions we would make to CJ because he was the one in the call, and CJ would suggest it, and like he would just come back. He was like, they said no.
Yeah, it was just sit there and nothing happened.
There was no orders given. It was just no.
We had 2 minutes left. We were doing that wraparound that Buford mentioned. A second one. We did it once, and then we were trying it again. Didn't work because we didn't know the positions of other people. But I said in the chat, are we waiting for a charge here? What's our plan? We have 2 minutes left. What are we going to try to do? And they said, I think we're just playing conservative right now, which clearly was not the play.
Okay, so I wasn't sure because Ribberts, I wasn't sure because then everybody went to the right, and I'm like, well, finally they're going to the right.
That's when I found
there was enough time.
Yes.
Yeah, there was enough time then. I was like, there's enough time.
So your guys' pushes on the right were, because what is it? 20th Maine first pushed in on the right by themselves. No flag, got wiped. Then IVB and 20th Maine pushes through and gets wiped by the 24th. And then the 20th comes in and gets surrounded.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, so you guys, if it was together, it might have worked more effectively. I don't know, though, because of the man imbalance and just CSA was swarming you guys. But it was very, very spread out. So,
because we were such a small group as the IVB, I was just like, it's getting late. Let's at least try to do something. And we were the first ones to go there. I'm like, we're not a big enough force to do anything, but at least let's get the hell over there and try something,
Right, get in our faces, as it were.
Exactly. So, Scots, did Hood answer, were you correct? Did Hood say you're correct, or?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I double-checked this with Scots as well. That was 13th piece. They were defending, and I think the Union just took additional 50% casualties on it as well.
Yeah, so that was just 2 full-strength units. You guys must have thought that you were in the other server fighting in the other event, but really what it was just 2 full-strength sides fighting each other. So it was really just like a 2,000-man unit versus a 2,000 manpower unit. And so I don't know how that works out.
That was a pretty huge blunder then. Pretty huge blunder from whoever was responsible for that.
I got a question for Eagle.
Yes, Buford.
So you said there was a group on the right for the Union that came over there early. Who was it? Because we were so
20th
busy on the
Maine.
left. The 20th did,
But they
and they
came
didn't
like
fare well.
there was they had no flag first of all, and so they came probably five. They got white probably 3 to 4 minutes before you showed up. Started pushing on the right, but yeah,
Okay.
We knew that, Buford.
They just
remember I
didn't
was
have
saying on
any.
the snake fence.
So they did the same thing we did. They got tired of what's going on the left and said we got to do something.
Yep.
Oh wait,
That's
Scott's, is there confusion again?
Yes.
Okay, so this isn't decided yet.
Oh, we might have been right about the piece.
Wait.
That's
See,
just
Ca-
sad.
see, Captain
I mean,
Ribberts
I'm gonna-
is in charge here.
Listen, I'm going to go ahead
listening
and
to
call
you.
this out. I'm going to go ahead and call this out
Yeah.
right now. All right, for a campaign that has its coordination well above an hour before the event, for there to be any confusion at all is very sad.
You know, I'm gonna go back to my reg and scream at whoever was in Cord. It's like, why? How do you mess this up?
It was whoever set up the server. It was their fault, from what I'm saying, because I mean, CJ and myself were operating under the assumption that we were fighting for the southern piece, and clearly you guys were operating under the assumption that you're fighting for the northern piece. So something messed up.
Something got messed up somewhere.
There is chats in the HCC server if anyone wanted to look at that. Scott's and Hood are actively typing right now.
Wait, no one caught it until now. How come CSA wasn't
I'm
notified?
excited. I'm excited for them to actually say it. I'm going to call them out if they do. I'm excited for them, like, oh, everyone was confused. It doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear the outcome.
That would
of
be
this.
ridiculous.
If they say that, like,
No one's gonna be happy.
You know, I wouldn't be mad, but I wouldn't be happy either. It's like I literally don't care because the casualties were basically even, so I literally don't care.
Yeah, I
I
don't even think either side's ticket holders are even in here, to be honest.
No, they're not.
Just random
No,
dudes
neither
fighting for no
side's
reason.
ticket holders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Battle Network.
Well,
doing
my
a good
orders
work.
from
That's
HQ
not
were to
pronouncing it
inflict
correctly,
major
by the way.
casualties and
so
don't worry
really
about winning.
Bunch of
So-
guys
Yes,
fighting
yeah,
in a field
Scott's.
over absolutely nothing.
So really, what that means is your guys, whoever decided that was the correct play, just kind of screwed your guys in the north.
Yep.
Oh, bro.
Oh no.
You guys, because I think they did have a card that takes double the casualties. So now that's really like you guys just took 1,000 casualties up there for nothing.
If that's the way it works out, that's really bad. Because, like I said, we were making specific strategy decisions in the first map in order to maximize casualty count.
And we made that count almost to
We
a
did.
T. We were down by only 150.
Well,
Don't
that
let
was the
J-Man
second
know.
map, wasn't it?
Don't let J-Man know. Guys.
No, he means we were only 150 kills off of our threshold after the first map.
Gotcha.
So we wanted to hit 680, I believe, is the number that we wanted to hit.
Yeah,
so it was
I
like,
believe they had 686 on their side, down
Okay,
there in the south.
that'll make sense for
Yeah.
the number then.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
oh man, that's a blunder from
So
somebody.
if y'all did do it, it would have been a massive freaking blow to the CSA. That would have been crazy for the southern piece. That's for daggone sure.
That was the intention.
Well, then-
let's
You
just
know,
pretend.
that was the intent. That's what we were told.
Yeah, well
Yeah.
now you know why we played the way we played.
I
We're out
wonder
here
if
trying
the
to get maximum casualties. for
So
no
you
reason,
guys
apparently.
just kind of so whoever decided that was the right idea just kind of blew it.
God dang it, McClellan.
McCallum McD.
Yeah, dang it, McClellan.
McClellan moment.
McClellan moment.
Keeping too much in reserve, not as much on the line.
I was so happy till I got through this interview.
I know.
I deeply apologize.
Look,
We thought that we won.
You know, my whole reg was it was like, look, we lost the 2 maps, but at least we wiped their peace. You know, that was our whole pep talk. But now that it's not,
Well, how did the
I'm just
does anyone know how the other server went? Like, did they?
So from what I heard, it was a clean sweep from both. So it was 2-0 and from this server and 2-0 from the CSA on the other server as well.
Did
Now
the
I don't know
CSA
that
piece
I don't
get
know
wiped?
that. I don't know if that piece got wiped. I do know that I heard that they were playing very passive to try to lower tickets, to lower casualties. So I'm guessing that they probably are alive, but they probably do not have much left.
I have a question
Anything
then.
that encourages passive gameplay, in my opinion, is just ridiculous.
I have a question then to make me feel maybe better. Was our map was supposed to inflict the most casualties, and the other map was to go 2-0?
So ours was just simply to win. It wasn't really about casualties because both of the units were at full strength. And the other one was about inflicting casualties, but this one we played in was just about driving for the Union, driving the CSA out of the north, and the CSA was trying to hold their positions in the north on the campaign board, in which I guess we kind of did.
So so the 13th Georgia's token basically went up, and they have captured the capital up there in like the northwestern state. I forget which one. Maybe Oklahoma.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, and so this is basically a fight to try to get that capital back, but the Union didn't get it back.
So apparently we got our orders crossed.
Correct.
The other map was supposed to do one thing, and the other map was supposed to do another.
Yes. So really, you guys pretty much swapped strategies.
Oh, that's
Oh my god.
Wow.
This
This is the biggest bra moment.
Under the assumption that we were fighting for the Southern peace, we did very well.
I felt so
under
good
the
after the end
reality
of
of
this.
the-
Now I'm just demoralized.
The reality of this-
Say this.
Listen, gentlemen, it was an honorable fight in that first map, in my opinion. That second map was boring as fuck for all sides. It could have been better. That is my personal
We could have won the first map easily, though. We just didn't take the initiative because we wanted to get casualties.
But this,
oh my
hey,
god!
it's all.
We need to farm them
That's
for more
too
tickets.
funny.
Yeah,
It's-
that
It's
was
all in
literally-
it's
was-
all in hindsight.
That was
though.
every Discord call was literally get off the point. We need to do tickets. We need to get off the point.
Yes, all we do is get off the point. Get off the point. That's all it was.
We pulled back to Maine to let you guys take the point so we could farm you for more tickets.
Just
seriously, just walked
Gentlemen,
away.
I encourage all Union players tonight to just sit there and yell at the peaceholder.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I want to go back, find who they are, and then I'm gonna get Beaver from the first Texas to go
Oh
spam
my
their Discord. No, I'm gonna get Beaver to go to their Discord, whoever it is.
Well,
I think it
don't
was
say that. Don't say that.
Second USR?
Now, I wanted to ask Ribberts and Shake, who's HQ? Who's the highest HQ guy who decided this game plan?
It was Hood.
It was the 40 seconds piece. Wait.
The man himself, gentlemen.
Wait, whoa.
Who told
It
us
was.
that we needed to inflict
Maybe you just
600
got it mixed
casualties?
up then. Maybe you just got it mixed up.
You definitely got it mixed up, but this is a pretty bad mistake.
No, hold on. He has an out. Maybe his orders down the line got mixed up.
Oh yeah, sure.
He was talking directly to us.
I'm sure McKellen had the same exact opinion.
McKellen.
Dang it, Hood!
General McKellen.
Listen, I'm gonna keep this strong reserve the entirety of the battle and lose the battle. But listen, I personally saw that a large portion of the Union were able to withdraw from that position. That's McClellan all fucking day.
So I guess it's safe to say that we should be 1-1, but because of our misrepresentation, we went 0-2.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know what? I'd go ahead and agree with that.
There was no salvaging that second round. The first one.
Second round was a bust.
I do want to say though, the decision for basically the entire CSA to go to the cap rocks and give the Union the wall, even if you're going for kills, I'm gonna call out that decision because we were ecstatic that the entire CSA
Just
went
pulled
out
off. Yeah, it's not a good call under any circumstance.
because you gave us a wall to defend in Last Stand, and it was a bloodbath.
And you just kind of gave yourself an open field to traverse with no
the
cover.
charge. Yeah, the charge through. Yeah.
It was just like easy shots.
I'm not talking about when we backed off during Last Stand. That was a different mistake.
That was hilarious.
There was a point
Honestly,
about halfway through the game when we had the opportunity to cap, and somebody basically said that no, we need casualties. Everybody back to Maine, and we all fucked off out of the forest. That part's what I'm talking about.
So this is all in hindsight, though, so I wouldn't get too hard on yourself.
Exactly. I will say this, though. It seems like from the union representatives that are here, you guys tried everything in your power to play the game as it should be played. However, the people who were quote unquote in charge decided for you guys that you guys were just not going to do it because it sounds like they were just scared or that they just didn't want to play because they wanted to be too passive. Is pretty much what I'm getting at.
Quote unquote wanted to minimize casualties while inflicting the massive, rather an incredibly large portion on the Confederacy to a minimal portion on their side.
Even under the
those are my orders. Those are my exact orders.
That was what we were doing in the first round. I still have no idea what happened in the second round.
So I want to say this. You guys played great from our perspective because you guys were fighting how you guys normally fight, trying to win a match, while the people who were telling y'all what to do, not telling y'all exactly what to do, but the peace holders were trying to get y'all to do what they wanted to do, even though you guys figured it out in the second round that that's not really a good idea, since casualties don't really mean anything in the second round. It's more about just winning the match. And I get why you guys tried to show initiative and attack, which is, I can commend you guys for that.
Oh, I can too. I just wish it happened sooner because
there wasn't really from what I saw, I don't think there was even any talking in the officer chat, because or at least any communication, because when Buford was talking about the 20th Maine went down to the right, then he followed a couple minutes later, and we saw them going across. We were still all the way on the left. We didn't hear it from officer chat. We saw them down in the corner. We're like, what are they doing down there? We were told to keep going left by the peace holder.
I'll fess up to that one.
We had no idea what was even happening by that point.
I'd had enough, and I said we got to make a move, and I took my regiment that way. I took my company that way. Yeah.
Which we should have
under the advisement of Captain Ribberts, we went together. And we said, we got to make a move, guys. We got to do something. We got to do something now. And so it was my call, and Captain Ribberts says, let's go for it.
I kind of dropped the ball with communication at the end there because nobody was saying anything, and it was sort of hard to suss out what exactly was supposed to be happening. But we crossed the field there, assuming that 20th Maine was on the other side. When we got close enough to see that was not 20th Maine, the Confederates, we turned around and ran back the way we came. And CJ said, "I mean, why you crossed the field down there?" But we didn't, we didn't know. And there was also a minute and a half left, and the only response that I had gotten as far as a last-minute strategy was, we're trying to play conservative. So, I don't know.
That was my call. I as an NCO, I goaded Captain Ribberts into going there and said, we got to do something. Let's go.
It was better than nothing. Everybody else did nothing.
And I said, we've made our quota.
No, agreed. I'll agree with that 110% from my perspective. It felt like the good portion of the Union team was just doing nothing.
I don't know where they were at the end there. I do not know where they were.
I mean, Captain, we had a quota to make. I said, we've made our quota. Let's at least try to win this thing. And by the time it was way too late, but we kept pushing left the whole time. And you had a stonewall defense over there. And I said, well, has anybody tried to go right? Let's go right. Right. Go right along this snake fence, jump across the field, get into the corn, and then come around behind him. And there was nobody there for a little while.
Buford, just from the CSA side of the perspective, right? Like, even though you just said that the Union was pushing, your left, we didn't see it. Like, it didn't happen. They didn't materialize in front of us. Either they died as soon as they got there, or they just hung back. Because
they always hang back. They never cross the road.
Yeah, they're not even the road. I'm talking like the fucking wood line. They never made it. They never tried. Because we were there, bored.
I wanted to get those rocks beyond the road, behind you to your right flank, so hard, but we couldn't get there. And I said, well, let's at least push the artillery or something. But I'm just an NCO, so it's all I could do. But
no, I feel you that, mate. I do. I don't mean. I'm not criticizing anyone who's in this current channel. What I'm talking about.
I understand that.
Us in the 20th, Cheesy was commanding the second round. CJ was in the officer chat. And he kept having us actually the rocks you're talking about behind him to their right, to the CSA right. Like we had gotten there a couple times, but we would be the only ones up there, and we would lose a few men on the way. So it'd be like us and like it'd be like us 6 guys sitting there with a flag, and then one group
Reinforcements would arrive, and then you guys would get taken
right,
out.
and then a single CSA like a small CSA group of like 10 or 15 guys would come and just wipe us. There was nothing we could do up there alone.
Yeah, I mean, we literally had 4 companies on the left side consistently for 30 minutes of the game.
30 minutes.
I was at one point that when we were doing like the fire by file and the double rank stuff, there was a huge pile of Union just at the rocks, but the ones that are like right before you cross the road, and that y'all were there forever. Like whoever was at that spot, like we like I said, we just started doing silly stuff because of how long y'all were there.
Yeah, I don't know who that was. I think that might have
42nd.
been. I was about to say. I think that was 42nd and somebody else. I don't remember who.
20th man, I think. No, it was the peace holder. The infamous peace holder.
Was it the peace holder?
I believe it was the peace holder. If I'm correct in that. If I'm correct in that the peace holder was second USR, I think they were called.
Yes, I saw that. I was wondering.
That was that.
I had never seen the second USR before. I was like, "Who's these jokers?"
They materialized in our line at one point like ghosts, and just sort of. I've never seen them before.
They've been around for a little bit.
It's the one rich guy on the construction site that is like, "Hey, he owns the building." It's like, okay, what do I care?
Dang.
It's kind of sad to hear from you guys about how you barely even knew that we were there, because like I said, we weren't trying to do some sort of strategy. We were trying to shoot you.
Yeah, we're just trying to inflict casualties.
The only casualties that actually happened were on our fucking suicide charges out of boredom. Like legit. It was that bad.
I did see the charge. Okay, yeah.
Like just sitting there, just bored out of our minds. It's like 25 minutes in, and we're just like, what are they doing? Like, what is this? What are we supposed to do right now?
We had no idea ourselves.
I do want to say, from a communication standpoint on CSA, the first map is about as fun as it gets. I felt like everyone kind of.
Oh, that was.
Oh, it was very fun.
Yes,
that was sweet from all sides, gentlemen. The union of the CSA team on that side fought very hard. And I'm complimenting everyone involved, because that was so close on all sides. Like, that map, especially the casualties, was incredibly close. Second map, we got a bit silly because it's like, we can't have our men just standing there doing nothing for, like, the entire round.
First map, you guys played really dynamically, and it made it a lot of fun, because we had guys in the woods on the right. That was mostly 42nd, and then 20th on the snake fence on the left. And I know IVP at least was just running back and forth between the two of them. And Chief was like, "Oh, they're charging us to the woods," and IVP would go take off the woods, and then they say, "Oh, they're coming down the stone wall." We take off the left. It was a lot of fun. You guys were like a big horde of rats coming out of the corner.
I'll go so far as to say, like, in the middle of that second map, I had one of my men downloading music to play. Like, I was telling him, like,
no way.
No, really. I was like, Mike,
that.
can you download the song? And he's like, yeah, I got you. And we're sitting there with nothing to do. And by the way, there's no shots ringing out at all apart from our own upon like an empty position.
Were you on the left, the the CSA left flank?
I was on the CSA right flank.
Interesting. Well, because that was where all of our shooting was taking place the entire time.
Yeah. We're like, you'd think I'd be taking casualties, right? But no.
No, we didn't really take much of nothing.
We took casualties because we got bored and we decided to charge. That's
sad.
I'm thinking. So what I'm thinking is with all the union guys here, talking about is like we were constantly engaged with somebody, and then all the CSA dudes here saying that they saw nobody. I think we were engaging 13th Georgia most of the time.
No, that's not even. So here's the fact. Here's what was up. All right, your guys were sitting in the back behind that your side rock formation on the CSA right flank. They would never show face. They'd have like 4 or 5 guys come up to the rocks to take shots, and then they'd run away. They never really they never fully brought their guys up there to actually put effective fire on us. So we just literally we're shooting at 5 guys, and then we'd stop, and then they just sit back there.
It-
And then they bring 5 guys back out.
Like word for word, like if you ever read up about McClellan, like
Yeah,
it's
this is
what it
McClellan.
felt like. It's what it felt
That's
like.
a funny perspective because we sat there on the left side, just on the Union left side, just firing away our asses off forever.
Like
hit those rocks, damn it!
Like,
Hit the enemy!
Doug was there with NC right by Maryland. Like,
Yeah, you
we
guys
were
were-
not.
yeah,
we
you
were
guys
not taking casualties.
Yeah, we were
That's
shooting back and
hilarious.
forth, but like you guys weren't killing us at all.
That's kind of funny because
I even started going out in front of, like, in the front of the rocks and shooting volleys.
it was really intense.
Oh,
for us,
I
'cause you
wanted
guys had
those
the cannons
rocks you
shooting
guys
at
were
us, so
on.
we were-
Yeah, the
across
canister
road
was
with artillery
suppressing the hell out of them.
on the rebel left on the rebel right.
Praise buckets.
Well,
we were
go
getting
ahead,
fucked up
forward.
by Artie, and we were just fucking like suppressed. And it was,
All-
it was,
see
it was
Artie.
shooting.
Shut up.
Oh man, it was
all
intense
I
on
want
our
to
side.
forward that is that second map legit felt like a meme round. It felt like it was a
Yeah.
muster
That
from
first-
our perspective. The first map was intense as fuck. That second map just felt like a joke.
Yeah, the
Well,
first
because our
charge
orders
on
were
the
to
second map.
inflict casualties,
No,
not take
Buford,
them.
I'm not downing you at all when I say that.
You took nearly double the casualties in the second map.
Second map was we got enough casualties in the first map for what we thought was the threshold that it would be easy
Yeah.
to win the second map. So it wasn't even about like some sort of like we gotta get him out here and kill him. It was I have no idea what happened.
I'm still laughing. I'm laughing at that because on the token, it was so the casualties on the first map were basically 50-50. I mean, almost like two separate, and yet the token for the Union who were attacking took 50% more casualties. So they took way more casualties in this event.
Yeah, that's not the orders we got. We were told to inflict try to get 700 casualties between the two, and that's what we tried to do. And then that's probably why we're so passive on the second map too. But
second map, we
actually,
didn't
Captain
have
Ribberts
shit
goes,
for it.
"Well, fuck it, let's try and do something hardcore on the second map." But apparently, HQ turned him down.
No, and listen, gentlemen. All that I hear from the Union side and that, like you lads, from the sounds of it, and I encountered the 20th personally in melee combat. I am confident you lads fought hard, you fought well. It's just you're at the mercy of the peaceholder, right? And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. It's unfortunate the peaceholder had a misguided view of what was actually going on.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, especially after that. Like the first round was immaculate. And then
I loved it. You know, I won't get over that one charge where both sides just met in the middle of the road. It was the whole team. It was the whole teams.
I remember
met
screaming
in
my
the middle.
lungs
That-
out
that
that whole
was fun.
time.
I never felt so good about getting 0-2 in my life.
No.
Oh, that's base.
Yeah. I guess with that being said, is there any more comments before we call it off for the night?
I gotta go sleep.
That's true.
Gentlemen,
Dude,
it-
I've
it
been
was a
recording for
pleasure.
over 3 hours now. It's crazy.
Oh shit!
It was an outstanding pleasure to face you tonight, and I look forward to facing you next week.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yep.
likewise, fantastic
Yes,
first round.
sir.
It's a shame that it had to go in hand with the second round, but first round was fantastic. You guys are excellent.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to again thank everyone for coming on. If they want a social media link in the description of the YouTube video, it will be there. All the regiments that participated in this event will also be in the description of the YouTube video. Same with the House Divided campaign Discord if you'd like to join that. The more the merrier. And yeah, with that being said, please like, comment, share, subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Justice for
Godspeed.
Bruce.
Godspeed, lads.